Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we unravel the latest power moves, betrayals, and heartbreaks as Brooke Logan makes a desperate bid to reclaim Ridge Forrester's heart. But will her attempts at persuasion and manipulation pay off, or will she walk away in defeat? Let's dive into the drama. Will Brooke Logan return to Ridge as a victorious conqueror or a defeated woman? The stakes have never been higher for Brooke Logan. She has spent years fighting for Ridge Forrester, pushing past betrayals, heartbreak, and every obstacle that has stood in her way. Now, she is faced with yet another challenge, one that may be the most difficult of all. With the fate of Forrester Creations hanging in the balance, Brooke is at a crossroads. If her plan works, she could walk away triumphant, restoring both Ridge's trust and her own place by his side. But if she fails, she may lose everything: her power, her influence, and the man she has spent her life chasing. The question is, will Ridge be swayed by her latest efforts, or has their love story finally reached its final chapter? The high-stakes gamble: will Brooke abandon her CEO role? As much as Brooke wants Ridge back, she knows that business and personal matters are deeply intertwined. With Carter Walton now running Forrester Creations, Brooke believed she had a chance to influence him, to plant seeds of doubt in his mind and convince him to reconsider his decisions. She envisioned a moment where Carter would acknowledge the weight of his betrayal, where regret would lead him to question everything. But Carter isn't budging. If anything, his confidence in his leadership has grown, and he is seeing real success with the company's expansion under his control. This puts Brooke in a precarious position. She had hoped that by undermining Carter's authority, she could shift the power dynamic back in Ridge's favor. But now, faced with Carter's unwavering stance, she is forced to consider a radical alternative: stepping down as CEO. It's a dramatic move, one that would leave both Carter and Hope Logan in a difficult position. And yet, Brooke is no stranger to grand gestures. If she believes that relinquishing her title will earn her a place back in Ridge's heart, there is a real chance she might take that risk. Will sacrificing her power at Forrester be enough to bring Ridge back into her life? Or will it only prove to him that she is willing to throw everything away for a relationship that may no longer be salvageable? The risk of losing everything: Carter's role in Brooke's decision. Brooke's attempts to manipulate Carter into reconsidering his actions haven't gone unnoticed. While Carter is a man of logic and reason, even he cannot deny that he once valued Ridge as a friend. He may not regret his business decisions, but there's a small part of him that wishes things had turned out differently. Could this be the weakness Brooke is hoping to exploit? If Carter begins to show any signs of hesitation, Steffi Forrester is sure to take notice. She has always been one step ahead when it comes to power plays, and she won't allow Brooke to gain an inch of leverage without a fight. As the battle for Forrester Creations intensifies, Brooke must decide whether she can continue her efforts or if she has already lost. But if history has taught us anything, it's that Brooke Logan doesn't back down easily. The inevitable confrontation: Ridge Forrester is caught off guard. Regardless of what happens with Carter, Brooke is determined to take matters into her own hands. She hurries to Ridge's doorstep, fully aware that this may be her last chance to win him over. The memory of their last encounter still lingers: how he insulted her and Hope, how he dismissed her without a second thought. But none of that matters now. For Brooke, Ridge is everything. She enters with determination, fully prepared to make her case. But Ridge isn't expecting her. In fact, he is visibly taken aback to see her standing there. Does she bring good news? Has she successfully convinced Carter to return the company? Or is she here to admit failure, to confess that she has stepped down in an effort to prove her devotion to him? Either way, Ridge's response will determine what happens next. Will he be moved by her persistence, or will he once again turn his back on the woman who has fought so hard to remain in his life? Steffi Forrester's influence, the ultimate wild card. As if Brooke didn't have enough obstacles in her way, there is one more force working against her, Steffi Forrester. Steffi has been keeping a watchful eye on the situation, fully aware of Brooke's every move. She has long since recognized that her stepmother is relentless when it comes to Ridge, and she knows that any moment of hesitation on his part could be dangerous. But Steffi isn't one to sit idly by. If Brooke manages to plant even the smallest doubt in Ridge's mind, Steffi will be there to pull him back into reality. She has seen her father hurt too many times by Brooke's schemes, and she will do whatever it takes to ensure that he doesn't fall for them again. Can Brooke outmaneuver Steffi, or has she underestimated the strength of her opposition? Brooke Logan, the queen of persistence or the queen of delusion? For as long as The Bold and the Beautiful has been on the air, Brooke Logan has been defined by her determination. She has faced heartbreak, betrayal, and failure countless times, yet she continues to push forward, refusing to accept defeat. But at what point does persistence turn into delusion? Ridge has humiliated her, dismissed her, and made it clear that he no longer sees a future with her. Yet here she is, willing to risk everything in one final bid to change his mind. Is this a sign of true love, or is Brooke simply unable to let go of the past? And if Ridge rejects her once again, what will be left for her? The final question. Will Brooke's plan succeed? With the week coming to a close, all eyes are on Brooke as she takes her biggest gamble yet. Will she succeed in winning Ridge back, or will he once again shut her out of his life? If she steps down as CEO, will it be the right move, or will she regret throwing away her power for a man who may never love her the way she wants? What role will Steffi play in this showdown, and how far will she go to keep Brooke away from Ridge? And perhaps most importantly, how will Carter react to Brooke's manipulations? Will he begin to question his decisions, or will he see through her tactics and refuse to budge? With so many moving pieces, The Bold and the Beautiful is setting up for an explosive showdown. And as always, the outcome is anything but predictable. Next, we dive deep into a shocking possibility that could shake up The Bold and the Beautiful, the long-awaited introduction of Bill Spencer's mother. As Bill takes an uncharacteristic interest in Luna's fate, his emotional baggage from the past resurfaces, leading fans to speculate, could this be the perfect setup for the return of the woman who shaped him into the ruthless powerhouse he is today? Let's break it all down. A mystery that could change everything. Who is Bill Spencer's mother? For years, Bill Spencer's origins have been shrouded in secrecy, with only vague details about his mother ever surfacing. Unlike his well-documented relationships with his children and various love interests, his maternal lineage has remained largely unexplored. We know she wasn't Marion Bradley, the mother of his twins Caroline and Karen. Instead, Bill's biological mother was an entirely different woman, one with a troubled past, a drug addict, as Bill himself once revealed. Despite his wealth and influence, Bill has never confronted this part of his history. His mother has been referenced in passing but never given a definitive fate, leaving the door open for a dramatic revelation. But what if she's still out there? What if, after years of battling her demons, she resurfaces, clean, sober, and ready to make amends with the son she abandoned? Imagine Bill's reaction. His world would be turned upside down. A man who built his empire on power and control would suddenly be faced with the one person who could shake him to his core. Would he embrace her? Reject her? Would old wounds reopen, forcing Bill to confront the pain he buried long ago? And more importantly, what does this mean for his future? Bill's treatment of women, a clue to his past? Bill Spencer has a reputation for being one of the most complicated men in The Bold and the Beautiful. He's a master manipulator, a ruthless businessman, and a notorious womanizer. But why does he treat women the way he does? Don Diamant, who plays Bill, has his own theories. In a recent interview, he revealed, Bill hasn't always treated women well, and that might be rooted in that past history with his mother. We know very little about her. There's an assumption that she's dead, and that's been referenced, but mostly in passing. But it's a soap opera, so clearly she could be out there. This revelation sheds light on a long-standing mystery. If Bill's relationship with women has been shaped by his unresolved issues with his mother, it would explain his pattern of destructive romance. He's drawn to powerful women, yet he pushes them away. He seeks love, yet he fears vulnerability. Could his mother's return force him to break the cycle? Or would it only deepen the cracks in his already fractured emotional state? Bill's sudden interest in Luna, a strange, uncharacteristic move the moment Bill decided to take Luna under his wing, fans were left scratching their heads. This is Bill Spencer we're talking about, a man known for cutting ties with people the second they become liabilities. Yet, here he is, playing guardian to a convicted murderer. At first, it seemed like Bill's motivation was purely one of pity. Luna had been brutally attacked in prison, and he couldn't stand by and do nothing. But now, after endless conversations between the two about their mothers and the past, something deeper seems to be unfolding. Could Luna be reminding Bill of himself? Is his sudden need to protect her actually a subconscious effort to rewrite his own history? Bill has always been a man of action, but this situation is different. His emotional walls are coming down, and for the first time in a long time, we're seeing him grapple with feelings he can't fully control. It's no coincidence that this storyline is happening now. It feels like The Bold and the Beautiful is laying the groundwork for something monumental. The perfect timing for a long-lost reunion. Soap operas thrive on explosive family revelations, and Bill Spencer's mother reappearing would be the ultimate bombshell. Imagine the scene: Bill, already struggling with his identity, is blindsided when a woman from his past, one he thought he'd never see again, appears on his doorstep. She's older now, battle-worn but determined. She tells him she's changed, that she's no longer the woman who left him behind. But can Bill trust her? Would he even want to? This kind of raw, emotional storytelling is exactly what The Bold and the Beautiful does best. It would give Bill a storyline rich with conflict, forcing him to choose between forgiveness and resentment, between embracing the past and continuing to run from it. Casting Bill's mother, who could bring this role to life? If Bill's mother does make her grand entrance, the casting would need to be perfect. She would have to be a woman who commands presence, who can stand toe-to-toe with Don Diamant and deliver powerhouse performances. Fans have already started speculating, and some names have been thrown into the mix. Robin Strasser, Dorian, One Life to Live. With her fierce energy and ability to dominate a scene, Strasser could bring the perfect mix of strength and vulnerability to the role. Colleen Zank, ex-Jordan, young and restless, known for her complex characters, Zank could deliver a layered performance that would keep fans on the edge of their seats. Victoria Wyndham, Rachel, Another World, a soap opera legend, Wyndham's commanding presence would add depth and sophistication to Bill's mother. Maeve Kincaid, Vanessa, Guiding Light, with a regal yet warm demeanor, Kincaid could bring a fascinating take to the character, making her both formidable and deeply human. Whoever steps into the role, one thing is certain: she would need to bring fire, charisma, and emotional depth to go toe-to-toe with Bill Spencer. What happens next? The theories and predictions. With so many clues pointing to this major reveal, the possibilities are endless. Will Bill's mother return, seeking redemption, or will she bring even more chaos into his life? Could her reappearance explain some of Bill's most destructive behaviors? What if she has an ulterior motive? Could she be after his wealth, his forgiveness, or something else entirely? Will Luna play a role in pushing Bill to confront his past, or is she just another pawn in the unfolding drama? One thing is for sure, this storyline has the potential to change Bill Spencer forever. Final thoughts, a long-awaited reveal that could rock the bold and the beautiful. Bill Spencer has always been a man of mystery, power, and unshakable confidence. But if his mother re-enters his life, all of that could come crashing down. For decades, he has been running from his past, pretending it doesn't affect him. But deep down, the wounds are still there. If the bold and the beautiful is truly setting up this moment, fans are in for one of the most emotionally charged storylines in years. Would you want to see Bill's mother finally revealed? Who would you cast in the role? Next, we dive into the tangled web of love, betrayal, and power struggles that define the bold and the beautiful. Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester's roller coaster relationship has taken another sharp turn, leaving fans wondering, can they ever truly find their way back to each other, or is this the final chapter of their love story? Let's break it all down. Ridge and Taylor's rekindled connection, the end of destiny for Brooke and Ridge? Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan have always believed they were destined to be together. Their love story spanned decades, weathering storms that would have broken any other couple. But everything changed when Ridge found solace in the arms of Taylor Hayes. For years, Taylor has been the what-if in Ridge's life, the woman who understood him, supported him, and loved him in a way that was steady, even when he wasn't. Unlike Brooke, Taylor never played manipulative games, never sought power plays, and never tried to control his decisions. So, when Ridge's world was rocked by betrayal, Taylor was there, ready to catch him when he fell. Their reconnection was swift but meaningful. The love between them had never truly disappeared, and as they spent more time together, Ridge began to see a future with Taylor, one that no longer included Brooke. It was a shocking development for fans who had watched Ridge and Brooke defy the odds time and time again. But was it really all that surprising? Ridge had always been caught between two loves, but this time, it seemed like he had finally made a decision that would change everything. The betrayal that changed everything. Hope and Carter's power play. For a long time, Ridge believed that nothing could tear him and Brooke apart. Their love had survived every test, from affairs and secret pregnancies to family feuds and devastating misunderstandings. But he never expected that betrayal would come from within Brooke's own family. Hope Logan, in a shocking alliance with Carter Walton, devised a plan to seize control of Forrester Creations right from under the Forrester family's nose. To Ridge, this wasn't just business, it was war. When he learned of Hope's deception, his anger exploded. He had always known that Brooke's loyalty to her daughter ran deep, but to see her stand by Hope even as she dismantled everything the Forresters had built, that was too much. In a fit of rage, Ridge lashed out, calling Hope a bitch right in front of Brooke, shattering any illusions of reconciliation. For Brooke, the insult wasn't just directed at Hope, it was personal. It was a direct attack on her family, on her values, and on the unwavering loyalty she had always shown to her daughter. And in that moment, something between them broke. The man she had spent a lifetime loving no longer saw her as his destiny. The fantasy of a perfect future, was it ever real? Before the betrayal, Brooke and Ridge had convinced themselves that they had finally reached a place of peace. They believed they had matured beyond their past mistakes, that their love was unshakable, and that they didn't even need marriage to solidify their commitment. For once, they weren't fighting over other lovers, affairs, or misunderstandings. Instead, they felt secure in the knowledge that their bond was unbreakable. Even their daughters, Hope and Steffi, were embroiled in their own ongoing battle, but Brooke and Ridge had promised each other that they would not let their children's war dictate their love. But in the end, was that ever really possible? Their entire relationship had been built on passion, drama, and constant turmoil. Could they ever have had a love without war? The answer, it seems, is no. The moment business, family, and loyalty were tested, their relationship crumbled once again. Brooke's desperation, the last attempt to fix the unfixable. Despite everything, Brooke isn't ready to give up. She still believes in their love, even if Ridge has seemingly moved on with Taylor. And that's why she does what she does best, she fights. In a bold and unexpected move, Brooke surprises Ridge with a visit, determined to remind him of what they once had. She isn't there to argue about hope or Forrester creations. She isn't there to plead for forgiveness or to demand that he return to her. She is there to show him that they are not over. Brooke has never been one to accept defeat when it comes to Ridge. Time and time again, she has clawed her way back into his heart, regardless of the obstacles in her way. And this time, she believes she can do it again. Will Ridge let her back in? Ridge, caught off guard by her arrival, doesn't know how to react. For so long, he has been running from his feelings, trying to convince himself that Taylor is the future, that Brooke is the past. But here she is. And the memories flood back. The passion. The history. The undeniable pull that has always existed between them. Brooke tells him everything, how she never stopped loving him, how she believes they can still have their happily ever after. She even hints that Carter might be rethinking his alliance with Hope, that perhaps there's still a chance to undo the damage done at Forrester Creations. But Ridge isn't so sure. Can he really go back after everything that has happened? Or is it finally time to close the book on his and Brooke's love story? What happens next? The future of Brooke and Ridge. With emotions running high and old wounds reopening, The Bold and the Beautiful is setting the stage for another dramatic showdown between Brooke and Ridge. Will Ridge be swayed by Brooke's emotional plea, or will he remain committed to Taylor? If Brooke is right about Carter wavering, could this change the power dynamics at Forrester Creations? Is Hope still a threat to the Forrester empire, or will she be forced to retreat? And if Ridge rejects Brooke, what will be her next move? Will she accept defeat, or will she come back stronger than ever? One thing is certain, this love story is far from over. No matter what Ridge decides, Brooke Logan will never stop fighting for the man she believes is her destiny.